Hello. Hi. Listen, yeah, I've joined.
So we will just initiate the beginning of the program. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And anyway, I think a few more may join subsequently, but we will start our formality and for our series 2. It's been a great privilege, and I think we had a wonderful session last time with a lot of participation, like 300 odd people had joined us, and I'm sure we will also share the link what we have recorded once again for the benefit of people who have missed it. And now I request our Spandana President Lavanya Shankar to welcome the gathering. Over to Lavanya.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ashwini ma'am. Good evening, Stella ma'am. Good evening, Savita. It's my great pleasure again to have all of you here for the series 2 of Engage to Empower. And I'm sure everybody is eagerly waiting to learn more today. And I'm pleased to announce that we have signed a sister club agreement with Rotary Club of Accra, Danson, Ghana, Rotary District 9102. And President Vera Alati is among us. I think she will join a little later. And we also are having Rotarians from Rotary Club of Sri Lanka, Pandara, President Rotarian Ranganath Fernando, Secretary Rotarian Arvind Pereira, and Treasurer Rotarian Sanat De Silva. And from Rotary Club of Colombo, we have Rotarian Hariharan. He is an international service director. I'm very happy to welcome you all to this series, and I hope you all enjoy this series again, and we can participate in more series that are going to happen every month on the last Friday for the next 3 months. This is the second one in the 5 series program. And over to you. I will do a small intro of Ashwini ma'am for those people who are joined us today. 1 second, just give me 1 second. We are doing this program with a foundation called Mukta Foundation, whose founder is Ashwini NV. And I'm going to give you a real brief introduction of Ashwini ma'am. She has achieved so much and so much to talk about her. And I request Ashwini ma'am to talk about Mukta after I finish your introduction, ma'am, so that everybody knows what Mukta does. And all of us also get inspired by what you are doing, so that we can join hands with you and in whatever way that we can. Ashwini NV is a founder director of Mukta Foundation, which is an organization committed to prevent interpersonal violence and promote mental health. She was earlier a faculty member in postgraduate department of psychological counseling at Montfort College and Jain University, Bangalore. She is a counseling psychologist with practice and research interest in the areas of intervention and prevention of interpersonal violence, such as intimate partner violence, child abuse, and bullying, etc. She was recognized as one of the 100 leaders under 30 from across the globe for her idea titled Focus Formula to Foster Mental Health in Low and Middle Income Countries. And Mukta Foundation was appreciated by Kailash Satyarthi, Nobel Peace Prize winner, for its collaboration with Young Indians of Confederation of India Industries for a project, Masoom, a nationwide initiative to prevent child sexual abuse, in September 2017. She is a recipient of Rotary Bangalore's Vocational Service Award in 2018 and 19 for her work in the area of training and promotion of mental health. In the year 2019, she directed a campaign titled Child Safety National Priority, where she traveled non-stop for 90 days from January 1st to April 1st, 2019 to all the 29 states and 3 union territories to conduct over 150 plus trainings sessions of prevention of child sexual abuse, thereby becoming the first person to have done this consecutively in the country. She recently led an emotional distress helpline during the second wave of COVID crisis launched by Mukta Foundation. Over to you, Ashwini ma'am.
Thank you so much, Lavanya ma'am, for such a heartwarming, welcome. And congratulations to the whole team of Rotary Bangalore Spandana, because I think with every the session, the bar is increasing. No, we've got now international participants, and that's phenomenal. Yeah, congratulations to the team, and more power to all of you in empowering by engaging youth from all across the globe. Yeah, thank you so much for having me for the second session as part of the series Engage to Empower, ma'am. Now, like ma'am was mentioning, I run this organization called Mukta Foundation. Now, Mukta Foundation has 2 objectives. Yeah, the 2 objectives of Mukta Foundation are, one is prevention of abuse. The second objective is promotion of community mental health. Now, what we believe at Mukta Foundation is that abuse and mental health are, inversely correlated. What does inverse correlation mean? As we prevent abuse, that means as abuse decreases, we are able to increase mental health. And all our efforts to increase or promote mental health, right? That's going to lead to decrease in abuse. So we target prevention of abuse, indirectly will be promoting mental health, and vice versa. We believe that abuse and mental health are interconnected. We cannot be preventing violence such as child sexual abuse, domestic violence, dating violence, elder or bullying, without addressing the mental health. That's the foundation upon which the foundation works, Mukta Foundation works. I'll just give you a few ideas of the kind of projects that we do. So if you are interested, you can certainly get in touch with us. One of our most important project is called Project Bhayamukt Bharat. So what we do in this Project Bhayamukt Bharat is we conduct training programs on prevention of all forms of abuse. One example, I think Lavanya ma'am mentioned, right, wherein we traveled 90 days in the 2019 back to all the 29 states. Right now, there are 28 states. Back then, 29 states, we traveled back to back. And then we conducted over 150 training programs at a stretch. We did not leave anyone, students, teachers, parents, army professionals, police officers, doctors, journalists. We believe only when the community is empowered to deal with abuse, in this case, child sexual abuse, it could be bullying, it could be any form of violence. Only when the community is empowered, everyone are empowered, only then we believe we can prevent abuse. So what we do in Project Bhayamukt Bharat is we conduct training programs in different parts of the country on ways to prevent violence, child sexual abuse, bullying, cyberbullying, dating violence, intimate partner violence, domestic violence, elderly abuse. So these are some of the topics we deal with. One other project that we have is what is known as Mukta Abhivyakta. Mukta Abhivyakta. Abhivyakta, the term Abhivyakta means expression. Mukta, the word Mukta means freedom, liberation. So in this project of Mukta Abhivyakta, what we do is we use art. We use artistic formats to communicate regarding any form of abuse. For example, we did this project wherein we published an anthology of poems. Anthology is a collection of poems, I think around 25 poems. 25 poets contributed poems on child sexual abuse. Sometimes art as a way of stirring emotions, isn't it? So therefore, in Project Mukta Abhivyakta, we look at using artistic mediums in order to talk and build a dialogue on all forms of abuse. Now, let me not bore you all with all the projects that we have. I'll just wind up with one other project, which is called Mukta Katha. Katha means stories. Mukta, like I said, it's freedom, liberation. What we do in this project is we interview not just survivors of abuse, but those who have thrived after abuse. Sometimes somebody might be a victim of bullying, but after having been bullied, they have overcome their, constraints and they are thriving. Wouldn't it be great inspiration for us to listen from such thrivers? So in this particular project, we are creating repository of stories. So many stories on people who were abused, but then they overcame their struggles and they're doing phenomenally well. So our ambition at Mukta Foundation is three. One is to support survivors after they are abused. Unfortunately, abuse has already happened. And then we stop it from further happening and we empower survivors. The second one, we also work with those groups who are vulnerable to becoming victims of abuse. Sometimes we've worked with children who are visually impaired. These are just examples of population who are vulnerable to becoming victims of abuse. We also work with them. This is called secondary prevention. See, tertiary prevention means abuse has happened. We are going to prevent abuse from further happening. We provide legal support at times. We provide psychological support. That happens. Secondary prevention means working with those who are vulnerable to becoming victims. We work with them. Primary prevention means working with everyone, everybody. We work with everyone so that we prevent abuse before it occurs. So at Mukta Foundation, we work at all these levels: primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level. And you know what I'm really happy about? Today, the topic that we are going to talk, right, which is assertiveness. It is one of those skills which is fundamental in preventing problems before it occurs. Are you all listening to me? Lavanya ma'am, am I good to get started with the topic?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. So as I was talking about Mukta Foundation, I thought at primary level, did you all hear what is primary prevention? Primary prevention of a problem means stopping problem. What did I say primary prevention means?
Before it happens.
Yes, before a problem occurs. That is what is known as primary prevention. So today, what is the topic? Yes, correct. So today, the topic that we'll be discussing is called assertiveness. Assertiveness. Would anybody like to tell me what you know of assertiveness? What comes to your mind? Who would like to tell? Anybody would like to tell me what is assertiveness according to your understanding? Or you can also type it on the chat mode. Vaishnavi, do you want to say what is assertiveness? Vaishnavi and Lydia. Yes, Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, do you
I
want to say?
feel that assertiveness is like being determined to stop. Yes, it is being determined to prevent something before it happens.
Being determined? What did you say? Being determined to?
Prevent something before it happens.
Okay. You're looking at being determined to prevent something happens. Okay, we'll look into that. Lydia?
Yes, ma'am. So in my point of view, I think assertiveness means, the confidence, self-confidence, and the courage to stand up for yourself.
Wonderful. I think Lydia brought in 2 points, right? One is having that self-confidence. The other one is being able to stand up for oneself when we know we are right. Yeah. Assertiveness is a fundamental skill. To begin with, I would like to tell how assertiveness is a skill. That means what? We can learn it. Sometimes when we are talking about certain topics, people will say, but I am not like that. If I'm not like that, then what to do? But that's fine. Maybe today you're not assertive, but tomorrow, if you decide to learn the skill, we can become assertive. Maybe today we are not assertive, but it is something that you can learn. We can learn, and therefore, after we learn, we can begin to practice. Like any skill, assertiveness is also something after learning, you need to practice. Only when you practice, it will become part of who you are. It's not something that you learn today, practice tomorrow, and forget day after tomorrow. So instead, what you learn today, you need to practice consistently. What does the word consistently mean? You need to practice every day, and then absolutely, like Martin said, you need to practice it regularly, and then it becomes part of who you are. All right. I think on the chat mode, there are some comments on what is assertiveness. Madhuri is telling speaking out, but then in a polite manner. Wonderful. I think speaking is one thing, but speaking in a gentle but firm manner. Isn't that important? Sometimes, somebody wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes, tell. Please tell.
Confidence and forceful manner.
Yeah, confidence, but not in a forceful manner. Not in a forceful manner. Imagine my confidence, I should use it to empower myself, not to put others down. So assertiveness is having that confidence that I am skilled, but we need to conduct ourselves in a manner that we don't put others down. Today, you will learn a lot about assertiveness. Okay. Mansi is telling assertiveness is sticking to your morals even when questioned. Wonderful. And then Gagan is saying ability to speak up. Brilliant. Now, today, right, in our session, I think we'll have another 50 plus minutes of the session. You will understand the various applications of assertiveness. Look at this. For me, assertiveness is this. Please mute yourself. Look at this. You need to be aware of 3 words. One is submissiveness. Make note of these words. Submissiveness. Ma'am, can I request you to mute? Okay, I think sometimes. All right. So you see, submissiveness. Submissiveness means what? Listen to me. When we are talking about assertiveness, you need to know about 2 more concepts. Submissiveness, aggressiveness, and assertiveness. Okay? First, let me talk about submissiveness, give you an introduction, and then we will go to the slide. Submissiveness means you don't trouble others. Okay? When you are submissive, you don't trouble others. But when others are troubling you, you don't know how to protect yourself. Are you understanding? Submissive people, what do? They don't violate others' rights. That means they are not troubling others. Good. That part is good. But when others are troubling us, we don't know what to do. Is that good? Is that good? All of you who are there? You put a yes or a no in the chat box also.
No, ma'am.
It's of course not good. It's of course
Yes,
not right.
absolutely. Very good. Like all of you are saying, not troubling others is good. But when others are troubling us, we should know what needs to be done to protect ourselves. No, that won't happen in submissiveness. Now we will go to the opposite of submissiveness. What is the opposite of submissiveness? Aggressiveness. How do you think aggressive individuals are? How do you think?
Others.
The opposite. Yes, like all of you are saying, I heard Vaishnavi say this. Aggressive individuals will trouble others nicely. It comes naturally. But if others are troubling them, will they allow that to happen? No.
No, ma'am.
They will
No,
be
ma'am.
up in arms.
Absolutely not.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Now think about it. Bullying, no. Bullying others is an act of aggression, isn't it? Troubling others. But can, if somebody troubles a bully, will the bully keep quiet? No.
No,
They
ma'am.
will
In
defend
compliance
themselves.
with the principle, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah, good. Like Muhammad is saying, aggressive individuals will trouble others. But if others trouble them, but now, neither is submissive good, nor aggressiveness is good. Instead, what is the better option? Assertiveness. Are you all listening to me? We should neither be entirely submissive, definitely not aggressive. Instead, what should we be? Assertive. Now, who are assertive? Assertive individuals are those who don't trouble others. And you tell me what else? How else will they be? They don't trouble others.
And they know how to defend themselves.
Very good. Very good. Lydia, you want to say something? You've raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Assertive people are people who don't harm others. They stand up for themselves, and they do not let they do not let other people face aggressive people. Or if I'm not like, stand up for others too.
Oh, that's also there. Wonderful. I think you added another layer to it. Beautiful. Assertive individuals are those who don't trouble others. And when others are troubling them, they know how to defend themselves. Okay? But the most beautiful point that Lydia made was assertive individuals don't just defend themselves. Instead, they also defend others when others are being troubled. Isn't that good? Imagine if I am, or I see Martin on the screen, if Martin is assertive, he will not just protect himself. If I am in trouble, Martin will also do something to protect me. Yeah, Martin is smiling and laughing. So that is what assertiveness is. So today, right, even if it seems, array, ma'am, how much will you talk about assertiveness? I'm going to talk about assertiveness a lot so that we've understood it thoroughly. And tomorrow we wake up and we feel empowered to be assertive. Yeah. You know the series title. What is the series title? Engage to empower, right? So now we are engaging. Tonight, think about it. And tomorrow, wake up empowered to protect ourselves and to protect people around us. All right. Now, let me share the screen and let's discuss further. Okay. See, on the screen, right, there will be way too many words. Don't worry. Yeah, if you're not able to see, don't worry. Yeah. We will discuss it so that you are able to understand it clearly. All right. Look at the first subtopic I want to talk here, right? And I wish to talk to you all about how will be the attitude of aggressive individuals, submissive individuals, and assertive individuals. You need to become thorough and as much as possible, try and be assertive. Now, what are we talking? Attitude of individuals who are being aggressive, submissive, and assertive. Attitude means what? Our thought, our thinking pattern. Listen to this. aggressive individuals have a very attacking attitude towards others. How is this attacking? The way they talk only is as if they're coming for a fight. Have you felt this? At times we feel this, no? Let's
Yes,
say I
ma'am.
want to say, I want to say hi to
Yes, ma'am.
Samed. I'm able to see Samed here. See, I can say hi, Samed. But if at all I'm aggressive, how will I say, hi, Samed, how you, man? Huh? What? You didn't call me only. I'm like, why should we be even like that? So we have an attacking attitude when we are aggressive. And what happens in aggressiveness? Our own needs, our own rights will become far more important than anybody. That I want, that means I want it. Others share. If somebody say, share your notebook with somebody, people will be, no, I cannot share it with others. They also may have, individuals who are aggressive, may also have an attitude that I am superior. Because we think I am superior and others are inferior, what will happen? You tell me. If I think I am superior, how will be my interaction with others?
No one will be your friend.
Nobody will be our friend. Then why, Vaishnavi, you raised your hand?
Everybody will be scared of you.
Yes, everybody will be scared
Very
of
scared.
us. Lydia?
I mean, the complete behavior of an aggressive person, it would be like, in a way that, you are trying, when you're aggressive, you don't get any kind of attention. You're ignored by people. You're scared.
Yeah.
Like, people fear you.
Absolutely. And you also have that sense of superiority. And tell me, if I'm acting all superior, who would want to interact with me? Kavya, Gokul Ram, and Manish. Kavya, you want to say something? Yes, Kavya.
Nobody will like you.
Absolutely. Even if people out of fear will smile and talk to you, but behind our back, people will like, Abba, thank God he didn't trouble us. She didn't trouble us. Out of fear, people may talk to us, but not out of love. No? Yeah? Gokul. And then Deepti. Gokul? Yes, Gokul. You've raised your hand. Okay. Deepti and Manish. Okay.
Everyone will start
Deepti, you want to
ignoring us
speak?
and not. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Everybody will start ignoring us because nobody wants to feel uncomfortable in our presence. So therefore, let us make a promise that to be aggressive and to hold this attitude is going to help no one. Manish, go ahead, Manish.
When you are aggressive, you will feel like to control everything, and like everything should be in your control. Nothing should go without telling you.
Correct. Wonderful, Manish. I think what Manish is telling, absolutely right? When we are being aggressive, because we think we are so superior, we want to dictate terms. Hey, do like this, do like that. So aggression comes with a lot of superiority complex. Yeah. Gokul and Manasa. Go ahead, Gokul. Gokul.
Yes, miss. When we are aggressive, we feel that others are like our servants and we start commanding them.
Look at that. Now, think about it. If I'm aggressive and start treating other people as if, they lack respect or something, that's not going to go very well interpersonally, right? Thanks, Gokul, for that. Manasa?
Yes, miss. Sometimes when we're aggressive, we don't really realize what we're saying, or we don't realize what we're doing. And then later, if we want help from that person, then that person already has a bad impression. He or she thinks that you're just, mean or anything. So that time, they won't be able to help you in any way. So being aggressive is just, it's not going to help you in any way. So yeah.
Anyway, wonderful. So Manasa's point is highlighting that the negative consequences of being aggressive. If I am aggressive and later I am in need of help, who is going to come and help me? Yeah, nobody would. So therefore, having that superiority, see, confidence is all right. We can all be confident, but we cannot be arrogant, right? But then where there is aggression, at times there could be that sense of arrogance. I'm not telling confidence is fantastic, but thinking or I'm the only person who's confident, developing an arrogance due to that may have negative repercussion. Meda. And then we will move on to the next topic. Meda?
Ma'am, I wanted to say that if we're aggressive, it's not always to control someone or something. A person can be aggressive in many ways. There are people who can actually just shout at you at times, because if they're too much aggressive or something, there can be times when they can just, leave if they're with a group or something, they'll just leave right away and then just go to a place where they like. It can also be like, they just, people who are weak, not being offensive or anything to now only people who are weak or sensitive, they might just start crying. So aggressiveness is in many ways. You can't just say that a person will just go on ordering you. It can be in many ways. That's all.
These are just various. Yeah, wonderful, Meda. So Meda is looking at various ways aggression can manifest. Individuals who are aggressive may not always dominate and control, but they may also tell things in such a hurtful manner that the other person can actually break down. So these are the possibilities. I hope the attitude of individuals who are aggressive is clear. I think Ikov, you've raised your hand, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name correct. Go ahead, please. Yeah. Ikov? Ikov, would you like to comment? Okay. So now I think Sandrina, you've raised your hand. Go ahead, yes, Sandrina.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am, actually.
Good evening.
Ma'am, so when we talk about how aggressive others are, we don't realize we are aggressive sometimes too. When we expect others to forgive us, we shall forgive too. We just forgive. We just forget about us doing bad things and just focus on others, what they do.
Sure. Yeah. Wonderful. So
Ma'am,
you're actually.
can I just add one thing? I forgot to add that time. It's just a suggestion. When a person is getting aggressive or angry, I've seen many times when people just start tempting them more, like poking their finger in them or something, or they just do something which is really hurtful to them, so they get more aggressive, or they can just start breaking down. So I guess you should also see that even you are doing something like, even more worse than him or her. So that's on my.
See? Wonderful. So now all of you are pointing out multiple aspects. One, I really like this, which is than pointing out towards others' aggression, let us also reflect if we are being aggressive ourselves. Yeah. The other one is, what is the difference between anger and aggression? See, anger is an emotion. Yeah. Whereas aggression is a behavior. Are you all listening to me? Sometimes anger is an emotion, but then to be aggressive, it's about the kind of attitudes that we hold, and then it's also an expression of it. Well, anger is a welcome emotion. We really need to be careful about being aggressive. There are so many of you wanting to speak. If by chance I miss out anybody's name, please don't feel bad, okay? Yeah, it happens unintentionally. Yeah, Ikov, I see you've raised your hand. Would you like to go? Ikov, Martin, and then Mohammed. And then we need to move on. This is just slide number 1. Whoa. So many of you want to speak. Go ahead. And no scratching on the screen, please. Somebody just got way too creative. Yeah, our screen is scratched now. Go ahead. Don't do that. Please don't scratch the screen. Okay, go ahead. Who would like to? Anybody who's okay? Now let's talk about Kavya. Would you like to say, Kavya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Kavya.
An aggressive person thinks that he should control everyone, but he doesn't know to even control himself and his emotion.
Sure. Thanks, Kavya, for that perspective. Now, Martin, would you like to speak?
This anger is sort of it it pokes towards aggression, if I can say that, because angry people get aggressive. I mean, that's what I think.
Sophia interact எப்படி எழுதணும் Sophia?
Yeah, Mohammed, good
Tell me,
Martin. Yeah. So we
Yes, ma'am.
cannot say angry people would, but when we do not know how to regulate our emotion, then maybe there is a chance. Yeah. Could you please mute yourself? Could you please mute yourself? Yeah, wonderful. Lydia, and then we move on. Yeah, Lydia
Yes, ma'am.
and Adriana. Yes,
Yes, I
Lydia.
actually just want to share an experience. I have not been a victim of victim of bullying, like no, but when I was in my first grade, I was a bully to one girl, and I think I can really relate to how an assertive person's mind
He's
is,
not
because
in your class.
I really regret, and I really kind of feel a sort of hatred to myself when I think about what I used to do to her. And the most painful fact is that I cannot even apologize to her, because I've moved my school and I live very far away. So I can't even apologize to her, because because an assertive person's mind, we always those type of people, we always want to poke, or we just want to keep troubling and irritating one person. Because the girl I used to bully, she was a little bit she was mentally challenged, and our goal, or the people, our prey, the assertive people's the prey is basically somebody who is lower than them, who is weak, who is lower, who cannot do anything about it. And once you start, you keep on wanting to keep on doing it again and again and again. And then once that person finally realizes that that it was wrong, it'll already be too late to even tell the person a sorry.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Lydia, for sharing, an experience. I can only imagine, the honesty, with which you're sharing. But you're also talking about a possibility, because it's a possibility that a person who is aggressive can also become assertive. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, Mohammed, you raised your hand. Would you like to speak?
Yes.
If not, yeah. Yes, Mohammed. Mohammed?
Yes, ma'am. We may be aggressive only means we may be aggressive only we take revenge or provoke someone.
Okay, that's also another manifestation of aggression, revenge seeking, all of those. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly move on, and then we'll come back and discuss. Yeah, Kavya and Meda, would it be okay if I move forward and then I'll come back to you all? Would that be okay?
Okay, I wanted to comment on something everyone was saying, nothing else. You can just continue.
Go ahead, Meda. Go ahead.
No, ma'am, you can continue. It's okay.
No, go ahead. Now I'm
okay,
curious
ma'am.
to know.
I just take a few seconds.
Yes,
I won't take too long.
Don't
Everyone
worry.
are like saying the same thing, that an angry person or something like that. But do you know the reason behind it, or the personality of the particular person? See, a person is not aggressive. You cannot ever include a person into aggressive list. Let me just tell you that, because people are like of many kinds. Like, of course, I can take an example of myself. It's like when someone does something to me, it's like I will react to it immediately. Like, it's not like react to it immediately, but then I wouldn't see that who is seeing me, who isn't. Like, ma'am, those kind of students who actually just poke you when the teacher isn't there, and then you just take a step and the teacher only sees you doing the work. So that is these all things also happen, which makes a student aggressive. Okay,
wonderful.
Or they can just start taking a really like a action as such, so you cannot actually just put them into aggressive list. Like, see what you're doing, and also see the person's personality, because many times people just say things on face. Like, I'm one of those people, like they just say it on face. And nowadays people like the people who actually talk behind their backs. So if I think that something is wrong, I will say it definitely on the face. I wouldn't go back or stay for that. So just see the person's personality and how they are and what's the situation. That's all.
Yeah, I think beautifully put. What Meda is pointing it out is, see, just looking at a person, we cannot say aggressive, assertive or submissive. Instead, let us look at, the backstory. Are they behaving in this particular manner out of defense? All of those, we really need to be empathetic. And please remember, it's ideal to be assertive. But then we all have shades of these, right? Certain days we are aggressive, submissive, but to become aware is very, very important. So now Gokul and Kavya, would you like to say? Kavya, you speak, and then maybe we'll go to Gokul and then move on. Yeah, Kavya?
Ma'am, it wouldn't take so long, but I know, I will share my experience, one of my experience. I was studying in St. Martin High School. I know English very well, but I cannot even speak in front of my teachers. I was so scared of even standing in front of them. I somehow gathered courage to speak before them, but when I stand before them, I cannot able to speak anything to them. Something like is stopping me.
Okay. Yeah. So you're sharing a concern, is it? Kavya, you're sharing a concern?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See now, of course, we need to look at what is happening. But then to begin with, in this 15 minutes that we've begun the program, how beautifully you've spoken, no? So always think about, the times that you've already been able to speak in front of others. You are now speaking in front of so many. Remember this. And for all, that would, empower you to talk further. You also connect with me maybe after the session. But then I want you to remember that you're talking so well. Yeah, keep remembering. The moment you think about, I cannot stand and speak, remember you've already spoken, and that too so well. Okay? Gokul. Thanks, Kavya, for sharing that. Gokul?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would just like to tell that anger is just one letter away from danger. You have to just always remember that.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Look at that. So anger is danger, and there is anger there, right? But I want you to differentiate. Anger is an emotion all of us go through. Anger is all right. But then when it becomes uncontrolled, and then when it comes with a sense of superiority, that yes, I am so superior, therefore I can yell at anybody, that becomes aggressive. Manasa.
Yes, miss. I feel that nobody is born aggressive. It depends on how we take things. So, like, obviously, nobody would want to be aggressive, but we don't realize when we start acting,
Absolutely,
cold towards others and mean and everything. So, I feel it depends on what we do, on what we see day to day. That depends on how we act. So, if we don't, nobody would want to be aggressive. So if we want to be a better human being, then I feel that everybody should watch something which. Am I echoing?
Okay, wonderful. So Manasa. Okay. So now, Manasa, not sure if I was able to hear, but what I'll do is just you need to give me a few seconds. Yeah. After Manasa, I'll continue and then I'll come back to Shamit, Vaishnavi, and Sandrina. Yeah, we are in slide 1. That's why. So Manasa is looking at how none of us are born aggressive. Instead, situations might have made us become aggressive. So therefore, let's learn a skill of assertiveness, so that we are aware of that skill. When we know assertiveness, then it helps us not to be aggressive or submissive. Okay. Now let me talk about submissiveness and then I'll get back to you all. Submissive individuals, on the other hand, have a tendency to give up. What does give up mean? Okay, that's fine. I don't have any needs. They don't have an attacking attitude. Instead, they just want to give up. Even without having done a mistake, they might ask sorry. Submissive individuals, for them, their own needs does not matter. They are like, it's okay, my needs are not important, leave. Everybody else is important, but their own needs is not important. They may have, an inferior attitude. Inferior attitude means thinking, I am not good enough, like that they may have. You see? Submissiveness is opposite of aggressiveness. Where there was aggressiveness, there was a lot of superiority complex. I am the greatest. Whereas with submissive attitude, it's almost like I am nobody, I don't know anything. They know, but they may feel they don't know. On the other hand, which is the best type of attitude? Assertive. In assertiveness, what would happen is, look at this. We have respectful attitude towards others, as well as respectful attitude towards our own self. In aggressiveness, they respect themselves but not others. In submissiveness, they respect others but not themselves. In assertive, they're like, I respect my own self and at the same time I respect others. My needs are important. Similarly, even others' needs are important. Isn't this good? Being assertive is balancing my own need and others' need. Remember this. Shamit and then Vaishnavi. Yeah, Shamit.
Yes.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Shamit.
ma'am.
Sorry you
Yes.
had to wait for some time.
No problem.
I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that people who are submissive, they are like people who have a like really fragile and vulnerable mindset, because they take even all small things to their heart. Like they feel dejected for even small things. And then even though some submissive people, they do take some time and then they start incorporating their assertive attitude. And I would like to say that assertive people, ma'am, you can become assertive only when there is a mix of both submissive and aggressive characters in yourself. When both of them go hand in hand, only then you can become assertive and know how to defend yourself and even respect others.
Wonderful. So Shamit is talking about, submissive individuals. Sometimes they come across being fragile. Whatever others tell, they'll get hurt. Whereas an assertive individual will think, okay, that's your opinion. You think I am like this, but I know who I am. And then they will just move on. Are you with me? Did you all hear Shamit made that point, which is very important? When you're submissive, right, you would be like, anybody tells anything, you're like, oh my God, they have a bad opinion about me. Whereas when you're assertive, you would be like, okay, that's what you think about me, but I know who I am. So therefore, you do not let yourself get hurt. Or even if you're hurt, you will think that, okay, that's their opinion. Let it not, affect me. So it's difficult. But then it's better to be aware of so that we can slowly inculcate it. Yeah? Vaishnavi, then Sania, and then Brenda. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Yes, in the last slide you are true. I feel that sometimes aggressiveness is good because I feel that sometimes, like when you see your superior, if you want encouragement, if you want to feel that you can really do this, you cannot be
Vaishnavi, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to hear. It looks like you're far away from the laptop or the phone. Can you be a little loud? I can't hear you.
Is this better, ma'am?
Oh, this is much better. Go ahead.
I feel that it's like we just discussed the submissive means that we are just giving up. So I want to ask that submissive means that do you get some encouragement in that in being submissive? Because as a student, you have to be submissive, but that does not mean that you're like in front of a teacher you have to be submissive and say that yes, I do this. I have to admit it. But in that point of situation, can we be assertive?
Yeah, see, now the idea is, saying yes does not mean you're submissive. Just because you said, yes, ma'am, okay, I understand you, that is not submissive. Submissive means somebody is scolding you for something you've not done. Then saying yes is submissive. If you've done a mistake and you say yes, that's not submissive. You got it? See, now there are times when we know we are not wrong and then somebody is scolding, then we say yes, then we are being submissive. Whereas an assertive individual, when we've done a mistake, an assertive individual will apologize. But when they have not done a mistake and somebody is telling them something, they'll be like, let's say, Vaishnavi is scolding me. If I'm assertive, I will tell, Vaishnavi, you think I am wrong. I understand your perspective, but I also want you to know that I have not done that mistake. Yeah, I understand you're hurt, but then I want you to know I did not mean to do that. So you see, whereas submissive individual would have been, Vaishnavi, why are you scolding me? I've not done anything. If it makes you happy, then that's fine. You see, aggressive person, you know how they will deal with the situation. Yeah, think about it. Would that be okay, Vaishnavi?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Sania and then Brenda. Sania?
Yes, ma'am. So submissive people keep everything to themselves. They want to say something but cannot because they think what others might think. So
correct. Out at greater length. Brenda?
Yes, ma'am. I want to tell that when you're being assertive, you're defending yourself. When you don't do something, some people, everyone is unique in their own ways.
Correct.
But some times there might be wrong assumptions about you. So you need to be assertive at some, like most of the times when there are wrong assumptions or rumors about you to defend yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when you are assertive, you would defend yourself against rumors. Absolutely. Shamit, you've raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. I actually had a query.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, like being assertive all the time, and wanting to, and the tendency to defend yourself when someone tells you're wrong, even though you're not. Sometimes it may spoil our image, and people might start thinking bad things about us. So how to counter that?
See, now the idea is when you are assertive, right? You choose to defend. Imagine you think that the other person will, whatever you say, they will continue to think negatively about us. An assertive individual will try to defend. If it is not happening, they'll be like, okay, I will not let that affect me. Move on. That's it. Would that be okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Meda?
Ma'am, I just wanted to try to answer the previous student. So he was talking about image and all. So I guess you should believe in yourself because you know who you truly are and what you have done, because you're not a kid, of course, to just take a action, something like that. Most of us are 9th and above over here, according to me, right, ma'am?
Correct.
So we know
there
what
are
we're doing,
slightly
right?
younger ones. Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine. It's okay. They might also understand. So it's like, why do you want to think about others? They're like, see, rumors will keep spreading about you. Okay, if not that, then some other rumor. People will say many bad things about you behind your back and all, but you know, back, I mean, and all. But then you know that who you really are. And if you have good, like, you know, good friends and all, like, of course, even they know who you actually are. So I think you shouldn't think about images when it comes to such things.
Right. So Meda is talking about how, than being excessively concerned about how others are viewing us, we need to be confident about who we are. Yeah, wonderful. Manasa, have you raised your hand?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that was for the previous one. Okay, so now everyone, look at this. Let's quickly look at how would be the communication. Earlier, what we were talking is regarding the attitude. Finally, we said what? An assertive individual will have respectful attitude towards one's own self and others, and would consider their own needs just as important as others' needs. Now, let's quickly look at the communication between the three. Where aggressive individuals, they don't listen to others, they only want to talk. Okay. And even when they are talking, there might be a lot of screaming and shouting and talking loudly. And their communication is very, very persuasive. Persuasive means their opinion only should matter. They won't be willing to listen to others' opinions. And they have a tendency to convince others. It may also have a threatening effect. Threatening effect means, hey, what I am talking, you listen, okay? If you don't listen, then you're dumb. Something like that. So you see, where there is an aggressive tendency, right? There is very, very less listening tendency. Okay. On the other hand, look at submissiveness. Where there is submissiveness, how will the communication be? They will only want to listen to others and they will never share their perspectives. Look, they're the opposite. They'll only listen. They will never talk even when they want to talk. And even when they're talking, no, it will be like, this is what I want to say. Very, very low voice. And their communication will lack confidence. On the other hand, when an individual is assertive, they're going to listen and at the same time, they're also going to talk. Not simply for the sake of talking. Instead, when they believe they truly have something to share, no, they would certainly share. And how will they talk? They're firm, but they're gentle. They're loud enough for everybody to listen. Are you all okay with this? So you see, assertiveness, there is listening also, there is talking also. They're loud enough, but they're not screaming. So therefore, build those qualities. Build those qualities. Yeah. Anybody would like to say anything about, assertive communication? Yes, Vaishnavi and Shamit. Go ahead, Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, once again, I'm not able to hear.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is this better?
Yes, it is.
Ma'am, as I was noting down about communication in assertiveness, ma'am, we say that they are talking and they are also listening to others.
Correct.
But they feel that there's something wrong, and they feel that there's something wrong. But will they still keep going on, or will they immediately act to the wrong statement that the other person is saying?
Say, for example, I'm talking. Let's say you have an opinion which is contradicting to mine. You will say, excuse me. You will ask, excuse me, can I make a point? Which is slightly different from yours. But can I make a point? You will say, assertive. How will an aggressive person talk? I have a point to make, can I? They will talk like that. You see the tone? I have, what you're telling is wrong. I will tell. That is their tone. Submissive person is like, array, why should I talk? That's okay. Whereas an assertive person would say, let's say, I'm assertive. You said something and I'm opposing it. How will I say, Vaishnavi, this is what you told me, right? But I have a different point of view. Can I share it? You see, they are intervening. But how are they intervening? Gently, but also firmly. Yeah? Would that be okay, Vaishnavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Shamit?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to say that aggressive communication, ma'am, in certain situations and certain circumstances, it's a need and it's a necessity. Like there might be circumstances wherein we know that we are right and the person on the other side is wrong. We know that for sure, and then the person on the other side, he's also being aggressive, and our assertive characteristic at that point of time, it's not working out. So that automatically brings out the aggressive nature in us. So
Shamit, I know I'm contradicting here. We have a life example of contradictions now. Shamit, I understand what you're telling is when an individual, others are being aggressive and, we know that we are right. There is still a possibility that even we can communicate assertively with aggressive individuals. How? Let's say, aggressive person is telling something and you know that is wrong. Instead of raising our voice, instead of telling, hey, what you're telling is wrong and things like that, I can still be assertive. How? Say, for example, Shamit, you said something and then I'm opposing. I can tell, Shamit, I'm aware that you're screaming. I too can scream, but I don't want to scream. Instead, please listen to me. I'm not going to raise my voice, but this is the truth. What you're telling is a lie. You see, you're not screaming. Instead, you're talking firmly. It is still possible, Shamit. I don't want to push my perspective, but think about it. If other person is aggressive, I too turn aggressive, then who will listen to each other? Instead, if you can be firm, and say, look, I understand. Yeah, what you're telling is not okay. But I do have a perspective. Listen to me. Higher are the chances that we'll get some communication done. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah. Sandrina Frederick. I hope I pronounced your name
yes, ma'am, that's
correctly.
right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, we're assertive and we meet a bunch of aggressive people, like a group of aggressive people. It'll be so hard to communicate because the way they talk, they made it their own way of speaking, that when we speak, we feel very low. So that's why we go into the submissive part.
Correct.
We give up so much and we're like hiding ourselves. We've gone into a shell which we cannot come out.
Correct. I understand, Sandrina. You know, especially when there is collective aggression, it's very difficult to. You know what an assertive person would do? They know that, okay, today maybe is not the right time. They will get back and prepare, build their strength, maybe get more people who are assertive, and then may choose to communicate. I think these are real circumstances, no? If there are 10 people who are aggressive, sometimes even one assertive individual can do the needful. Yeah. However, sometimes it's not possible. Maybe it's dangerous. Then back out. As an assertive individual, you are willing to give yourself time to prepare. Come back with more assertive people. Have a dialogue. You know, think about it. Are you all okay with this? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Vaishnavi? Yeah, wonderful. Now, 7:30 was our closing time, but looking at how nicely all of you are talking, I'm wondering whether we'll be able to wind it up. Now, quickly, Vaishnavi and Sania. Vaishnavi?
As somebody was saying in the previous one,
Vaishnavi, get the mobile closer to you. Yeah.
yes, sir. As somebody in the previous point which he was talking about some that if you are meeting a lot of bunch of people who are aggressive and you are only one assertive person, what would you like if you have to step back? Suppose you can't do and you can't face them. You're trying to face, but you can't face them. You're stepping back. You're becoming a submissive.
Correct. Yeah, it looks like we are becoming submissive, but are we truly being submissive? No, instead we are stepping back to prepare. See, an assertive individual will not always say a yes or a no. Assertive individual will also say, I don't know today. Instead, I'll come back tomorrow and I will tell you. Today, I'm not able to face you, but tomorrow I'll prepare myself and I'll come back. You see, an assertive individual will not simply fight for the sake of fighting. Instead, for them, the problem must be addressed. So they're willing to take time to prepare. Momentarily, it looks like we are backing out, therefore we are submissive, but so be it. No, you're understanding, Vaishnavi? It's all right. No ego. Yeah? Yeah.
Ma'am, in this case, if there was a submissive person, what would he do?
Submissive person will never prepare. Instead, will just back out and leave it. You understood? See the difference? If a person is submissive and there are a group of aggressive people, the submissive person will never face them ever. Assertive person, on the other hand, maybe today they backed up, but tomorrow they may seek help from others. They may prepare themselves to be stronger and they may come back.
Ma'am, an aggressive person will fight that time only. That if he is aggressive and he is facing a bunch of aggressive people, then what will he do?
Fights will happen. Violence will escalate, isn't it?
Okay.
Ma'am, and actually one more thing, Miss, like I think someone asked this question earlier, like when there's an aggressive person and we are assertive.
You've seen it at home, no? Increase the problem, right? Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, wonderful. So now Sania, Shamit and Manasa, let's make it quick because, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ma'am, you said submissive people often give up and not keep their point. The reason is because they are not confident about themselves.
Sure.
They wait for others to speak and they hide from others' side. And they
Yes.
don't like attention from others.
Correct.
While assertive people are very confident about themselves. So it's up to us. We need to choose which one I want to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you summarized it very well. Yeah, so look at it. Why we are talking about all this so that we can become self-aware and then build that confidence to be assertive. Thanks, Sania, for that perspective. Shamit?
Ma'am, I have a query.
Yes, who is this?
Manish. I
Yes,
think
Manish.
Shamet can continue after that. I will
Yes. Tell Manish. You tell Manish and then we'll go to Shamit. Go ahead.
Okay, Miss. Miss, I have, if a bunch of aggressive people come in front of an assertive, is it okay if we turn a bit aggressive?
See, now the idea
when the situation goes too far.
Correct. See, self-defense is one thing. Whatever you do in self-defense, that is done to protect ourselves, right? But then if there are ways that you can be assertive and then defend yourself, protect yourself, that is any day better. Think about it. Manasa, Shamit. And I also was told that there are participants from Sri Lanka, participants from Ghana. It would be lovely to hear you all. Yeah, I would look forward to listening from all of you. Please do interact. Yeah, go ahead. Shamit, Manasa, Gokul, and then I need to move on. Yeah, there's lots. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I just had a query.
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, like from what I've learned so far, like aggressiveness and submissiveness it's a negative attitude. It's not fruitful. So, ma'am,
Correct.
what can we do to get out of that attitude and overcome it and become assertive?
Say, for example, you may have to build skills, right? In the previous slide, I was talking about communication. Now, you know that if you don't listen at all, the tendency is aggressive, then maybe start listening. If told you're submissive, maybe start sharing your perspective. You see, slowly build those little skill. Maybe the next time when somebody says, do you have an opinion? Voice it out. Or develop that respectful attitude towards oneself and others. Know that you also matter. That attitude in itself is the beginning of assertiveness. Would that be okay, Shamit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Okay. Yes, Manasa, Gokul.
Yes, miss. Some submissive people might think that the aggressive people are powerful because most of the time they're like bossy and everything. But the submissive people do not know that those aggressive people are the ones who are wrong. Because most of the time, aggressive people might end up bullying someone. Correct. And the submissive people do not stand themselves. Correct. So it's better that we realize that we are like sometimes we can be wrong, but then when it's something about bullying, and when we get bullied, we must know that we are right and what they are doing is wrong. And if we just stay quiet, then it won't help us. And most of the time we must not stand for ourselves too, because we're not the only one who's getting bullied. There are so many people who are getting bullied. So it's better if we understand that staying quiet won't help anyone. So we should stand up not only for ourselves, but for everyone who is getting bullied. And
Wonderful, Manasa. I think you summarized in essence how assertiveness would look like. Wonderful. Gokul?
Ma'am, I just have a query. Miss,
Yes.
I just want to confirm that aggressiveness and anger is different, right?
Absolutely. Anger is an emotion. An assertive person is also angry. Yeah. So, for example, freedom fighters were angry. Don't scribble on the screen. Yeah. Don't scribble on the screen, please. Okay. Now, assertive people can also be angry, but then they will channelize it constructively. Say, for example, I'll share my example. I meet sometimes children who are sexually abused. You get so angry on the abuser, no? Won't we get angry towards the abuser? But we are going to channelize it constructively, meaning all the anger you put to create programs and you start now, 1 second. Now you need to stop scribbling on the screen. Do not scribble on the screen, please. Yeah.
Ma'am, there will be an option to disable annotation.
Oh, I
I should have done that before. I think in between, I'm not able to do it.
Okay, all right, sir. Yeah.
Lady,
okay, all of you mute yourself, please. Kindly mute yourself.
I'm Aravinda from Sri Lanka. Can I make a comment?
Please, sir. Please make a comment.
I think all these at different points of time and working with different people, you come across, you go through all this. At times you have to be aggressive, at times you have to be aggressive. And when you make mistakes, then you have to be
sure. See now, yeah.
And I mean, I can't think of anybody who won't get angry as well.
No, anger is not aggression, sir. Yeah, like sir pointed it out, anger is certainly not aggression, but there could also be gentle and firm ways of expressing anger. You know, even when a child does a mistake, there are assertive ways that we could be correcting them. You know, like Arvinda sir rightly pointed out, we've all been all of this, but what do we tend to be the most is what we need to be paying attention to. Yeah, we're all of this.
I've been a corporate leader for a long time.
Okay.
In 5 minutes, I could move from being aggressive to assertive. And at times, even with my subordinates, the moment I know that I have made a mistake and not them, then I would be submissive at the same time. You know, you move from one to the other, never losing your thread, and one has to be able to live with all these ideas, knowing at which point and with whom you are going to act in. You know, there are certain people who will never be able to be assertive. You need to be aggressive. And when you go and work in a commercial organization.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I would imagine that you
Hello.
learn your skills.
Hello, Dela from Ghana.
Yes, sir. I think Arvinda sir from Sri Lanka was talking. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So I think what is important is that we need to be able to control our emotions in a manner that you get the best out of your relationships.
Sure, definitely. I think being able to regulate your emotions is one of the important aspects of assertiveness. Like Arvinda sir said, when we made a mistake, to apologize is actually an act of assertiveness. But an aggressive person will try to cover it up. A submissive person will not apologize, instead will feel so miserable about what they have done. So Arvinda sir, what you are expressing are all acts of assertiveness, in fact.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing the experience. Della Gomado. Yeah, please, sir. Please.
Yes, Accra down Suman. Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Yes, I'm trying to look at the positive side of aggression when it comes to issue of supervision. I have worked in a factory where in the production lines, when you bring on an aggressive supervisor, you have more production going on than the reserved supervisor who wants to treat his fellows like humans, who wants them to get things right, but not shouting and yelling at them. But when you bring in a supervisor who yells and shouts with aggression, you see the production moving faster than the other. So can you conclude that an aggressive supervisor does better all the time?
Okay, thanks for this particular scenario. I think, see now, the idea is when the supervisor is aggressive, it looks like the productivity is increasing, but how long does it last? because there are enough and more research studies telling about how when a leader is being very, very autocratic and aggressive, maybe for the time period, the productivity would increase. But the moment they find another better leader is one other company, for all you know, with opportunity, people will move on. Or the health of the employees may also suffer when they are working under leaders who are extremely, autocratic and aggressive. So like Della Gomado sir was rightly pointing it out, it might seem like under the supervision of an aggressive person, productivity increases, but does it stay that way for longer period, or people quit? At least people quit when they get better opportunities, for sure. And sometimes aggression also breeds resentment, no? Where there is resentment, then organizational commitment may not be there. Think about it. These are all perspectives. Yeah, these are all perspectives, but good that we are having this dialogue.
Maybe, aggression towards common goals is a must. Aggression towards an individual is definitely a huge problem.
Wonderful. I think the summary, let's not go to the screen sharing because there's a lot of scribbling happening. But, Lydia, I'll just take a minute and we'll make this point because it's already 7:30. Now let's talk about how do individuals approach goals. When there is an aggressive individual, for them, the goal must be met. What happens to the relationship does not matter. When an individual is being aggressive, sometimes the goal, what we need to achieve matters, but then the means and the relationship, people do not matter. But when a person is submissive, sometimes goals also don't matter, people also don't matter. But where there is assertiveness, there is a right degree of balance between our commitment to relationships as well as the goal. An assertive individual will understand
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. I think.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
She's stuck for me.
I think there is a small internet issue. Just hold on. I think she will be back. I'll just.
Looks like there was some problem with my net. Can you all hear me now?
Yes, madam.
Yes, miss.
Where did you all lose me? When I was talking about goals, were you all there with me?
No, the beginning itself we lost.
Oh, really? Okay. So when I was talking about the goals, right? I was looking at how when an individual is aggressive, the tendency is to pay so much attention to the goal, but not much attention to the interpersonal relationships. If you're sick, also come and get the work done. An aggressive tendency. Whereas when individuals are submissive, neither sometimes the goal is the focus nor the relationship is the focus. Yeah. Whereas when an individual is assertive, higher are the chances that there is a balance between how do we meet goal and at the same time, how do we be good in the interpersonal relationship. People matter just as much as the goal. Think about it. These are all varying perspectives. Yeah, Lydia and Vaishnavi. Lydia, you had something to say. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I actually just wanted to comment on when you were talking about the supervisors or the superiors. They need, when people say they need to be aggressive, actually that's not the case, because if I'm going to talk about majority or in general, if I'm going to talk about people, when they join a company, firstly their first intention they join a company is because they need salary, because they need money. So the highest paying companies what they join, but once they start working under a superior who's being really very aggressive, and it pressurizes the employees which so for a few months or for a few years, if people are patient, well, they can handle it, they can handle the pressure. But then once it starts getting more, because when because of the peer pressure, you're working because you're scared of your superior, so that time you work you work correctly, and then your whatever the stocks or the name of the company goes high. Because of that, you get even more pressure, like a lot of more works and things is coming to the company, and then that is again your superior again is pressurizing you more, which causes stress. So of course, so it will be hard. So at that point of time, the money or salary is not what matters to the employees, but it's about their mental health for most of them. So it's not a good option for superiors to be very aggressive.
Sure. Yeah,
ma'am, I actually missed some of the part. Can you just tell what were you asking the students?
Sorry, who is this? Who's talking?
Medha.
Yeah, Medha. So Medha, what's your question, Medha?
Ma'am, I actually missed some of the part when you were explaining. So can you just tell what did you ask them?
Yeah, please mute yourself, everyone. Mute yourself. Okay. So now Medha is talking about how goals would vary according to individuals. Yeah.
No, ma'am. I meant that I missed some of the part when you were speaking. So can you just know what did you ask the students about?
I think I'm not sure.
I think actually, madam, this session is getting recorded. We will definitely share the recording, and I think you can go with that.
Okay. Would that be okay, Medha? Medha sir is saying
sure,
a recording would be provided. Yeah. Okay,
yes, ma'am. I wasn't aware of it.
Quickly. Yeah. Vaishnavi, Shamit, Kavya. Quickly.
Yes, ma'am. In the goals topic, I feel that we were just discussing we were just telling us that.
Vaishnavi can't hear you. Get it closer. Yeah.
Ma'am, you were just telling that if we are assertive, we see nothing but the goal. We do not matter. It does not matter about the relationship.
If you're aggressive,
yes, ma'am.
That is what would happen if you're being aggressive.
Yes, ma'am. But if we are but I feel that one way it is a good thing, because if you want to really concentrate on your goal and you don't want to get carried away by relationships and other things that surround you, I feel that being aggressive and showing that I'm not going to get deviated and I'm going to be aggressive in doing that goal and achieving it, then I feel that aggressiveness in that situation is good.
Now, I want all of us to be clear about concepts. Everyone, I would strongly request all of you to mute yourself if you're not talking. Okay, listen to this. Now, staying committed to the goal. Staying committed to the goal, you need not look at it as aggressiveness. Instead, that is what we call being gritty. I want you to read up on this concept called grittiness. Grit. Yeah? See, being assertive, you can be gritty, but then how would you deal with people when you're being competitive? Would you try to put others down and then try to meet your goals? See, now that is being aggressive, right? On the other hand, you can be determined, you can be gritty, and you can treat even your opponent gently. No, that is being assertive. You understood what I'm saying? Hook or crook I will achieve is fine, but in that process, how will you deal with people? We can still be gentle. That's what we are discussing. Okay. Shamit, Kavya. Yes, Shamit.
I just wanted to clarify on a query I had on goals, ma'am. You said that when we are assertive, we equally balance our relationships and our goal, and we somehow manage to achieve it. But then, ma'am, in certain situations, I guess when we are assertive, and then we have set a goal for ourselves, our relatives, like they might not be completely satisfied with what we have thought about achieving or what you have thought about doing in life. So at the time we will have to us being assertive, we will have to sacrifice our goals and then live for
no. Now Shamit, see, you sacrificing your goal because your relative said no to the goal is actually being submissive. When you're assertive, let's say I have a goal and you don't like the goal I have set. If I'm being assertive, I'm going to say, Shamit, I understand that you do not like the goal that I have set, but I'm very, very committed to that particular goal. Yeah, I don't mean to disappoint you, but then I really would
Ma'am, we again lost you.
Yeah, I think there is some internet issue. She will be back.
Please mute.
Children, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So now I was talking about how when I say you shall balance, see, it's not always possible to make everybody happy, but you can be respectful. That is what happens in assertiveness. Even when somebody says, what is your goal? That goal is nothing. If you give up, then you are being submissive. An assertive individual would still be respectful. An assertive individual would still be, an assertive individual would be respectful, and yet you would stay committed to the goal. Whereas an aggressive person would become very, very harsh to people and then go ahead. See, these are all various situations you're taking up, but I'm glad all of you are thinking, please continue to do that. Kavya, Sandrina, and Meda. Kavya, go ahead, Kavya.
Ma'am, if an aggressive person comes, we can defend them with assertiveness. But what if our loved ones become aggressive? How can we manage that, ma'am?
For example, you can still be respectful. You could tell them that the way you're talking to me is very hurtful. Can I request you to not do that? Gentle but firm. If somebody is being aggressive, you sometimes may have to get other support also, no? You are understanding what I'm trying to say? Can I request all of you to mute yourself, please? Yeah? Yes. Kavya, did you understand? Sometimes we may have to tell people how we are feeling. That is also part of being assertive. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Sandrina.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sandrina.
Ma'am, I'm actually replying to Shamit. He just stated something.
Okay, go ahead.
So when he said his relatives were like not exactly, I don't know if he was giving an example or like telling from experience. So whatever your goals are, you're going to live a life. You're living in a century where everybody is accomplishing great things. So keep your opinion actually first, because the world isn't as nice as you think it is. So don't worry about it. They will understand
I
if you
request
speak
the
to them.
participant to kindly mute whoever is playing the songs, please.
Someone called Umesh sir. So request Umesh to mute.
Okay. Yes, Sandrina, I think.
Ma'am, I just told him not to worry and just to talk it out. And if they still don't understand, you'll have to talk to others who can make them understand.
Right. So, see, when I'm telling there is a balance, that means we are paying. Can something be done about the voice in the background, please? Yeah, sure. Yeah. So now, yes, Meda.
Ma'am, I just wanted to reply on, I don't know who's the previous child.
Yes, go ahead.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I just, like he said that, just give up your goals because one of your relatives said or something that it's not good or something. But just keep one thing in mind, that this world is not as good as you think. People can actually just say that to demotivate you, because they're like, sometimes we just don't like a other person getting successful. Like that can be a reason. Or everyone have their own opinion. It can be that I want to be a doctor, but then you don't want to be a doctor, you want to be something else. Like it's everyone's own opinion. So just stand for your own opinion instead of just listening to others, because it's going to demotivate you. So just talk to a person. If you get demotivated, just talk to someone who you trust or whom you're close to. That's all.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Medha. I really like the spirit of the community here. Each one of you are responding to the others. This truly felt like all of you who've been interacting, you led the session. I only acted like a connector, right? Thank you so much for that. I think this is the way it must be. Yeah, Kavya and Samed. And then we really need to be hurrying. Yeah, go ahead, Kavya.
Ma'am, if some person in our higher authority are showing behavior in aggressive way, and then if we show and same in an assertive way, that might be a problem. How can we manage that, ma'am?
Now, Kavya, can you tell me the other alternatives? Let's say your boss is being aggressive. What are our other options? If we are also being aggressive, wouldn't that lead to more problem? If we are being submissive, then the boss might even trample us, and then imagine. Now, when you are being assertive, right, you are standing up for your own self. Let's say somebody yelled at you. You yelling back might get you into more trouble. You keeping quiet, submissiveness can get you into more trouble. If you tell somebody, the other day you yelled at me in the meeting, sir, and I was extremely hurt and also angry. I too could have yelled back, but then I chose not to do. Can I request you to not yell at me once again, please? This is being assertive. Aggressive means what? You yell at me, I'll yell back at you. Submissive means what? Go to the washroom and cry there. But assertive is telling the other person that the other day when you yelled at me, I was hurt because you did that in front of the whole group. I'm not going to, encourage this behavior, sir. Could you please stop it? You see, this is being assertive. I hope all of you are understanding assertiveness, the way it is. Are you all okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't assertiveness a better option than meeting aggression with aggression, meeting aggression with submissiveness, even when it is a boss or anybody for that matter? See, to be assertive is to be gentle and at the same time firm. When you are being assertive, right, you are being vocal about your perspective, vocal about your feelings. Isn't that better? Whoever it is, it's always better to be vocal, meaning expressive about our feelings and thoughts. Think about it. Now we need to slowly wind it up. Samed and Manish, and then closing remarks. Samed.
Yes, miss. If our supervisors like boss are aggressive, and if we try to be assertive in front of them, we might lose our jobs.
See now, Samed, think about it. What are your other options? What else can you do? Tell me, did you understand assertiveness? Yes. Don't you want to tell your boss not to be aggressive towards you? What are your other options? You tell me. Samed, what are our other options? Can we also yell back? Our boss is being aggressive. Can I also be aggressive? Then maybe you will lose your job. But if you're submissive, the person may continue to do that. No? Yes, assertiveness means this, Samed. Let's say you are my boss. You've yelled at me or you've scolded me. You made me feel miserable. To be assertive means telling, yeah, sir, the other day you yelled at me in front of all the colleagues. I was hurt, and let me also tell, I got slightly angry. You could have told it to me in private, but you yelled at me. Can I request you not to yell at me, please? This is assertiveness. Will this get me into trouble, Samed?
No, miss.
Chances are that maybe we won't get. But if I tell, hey, who do you think you are? You could be my boss. I am also boss elsewhere. You see what I'll do. You come outside break your leg. This can get me into more trouble. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we are able to
Can
hear
you all
now.
hear me? Okay. Samed, I hope there is clarity. Good that because of you I demonstrated. Manish.
Miss, I have two doubts.
Okay.
Miss, one is Miss, when there are times like in the past, how do I explain?
Take time. That's fine.
Yes, Miss. It's like you got hurt, like emotionally you were hurt by someone, and you are angry, but you are an assertive person. So you are controlling, and someone else comes and triggers you. Miss, then how do we control it, Miss? Like how do we not get aggressive?
Yeah. See, now the idea is, Manish, like any skill, right? A lot of preparation is needed. What do I mean by preparation is needed? We really need to prepare ourselves, learn certain skills, learn maybe emotional regulation skills. In fact, our previous session was on emotional regulation. You can watch that. Or you learn about how can I regulate my emotions, be it anger, be it sadness, be it stress. But remember, to be able to be assertive means we need to have made the prior preparations for it, especially emotional regulation. Can I request you to watch the previous video, Manish?
Yes, Miss, sure. I will
Yeah,
check
please watch it. Please watch it. But your question is important because it points at the preparations we need to make. Slowly, but gradually you need to build. Okay? Shamit, and then closing remarks. We've overshot it by half an hour. Yeah, Shamit.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, let's say I'm a person who is really assertive by nature, and I'm really firm with my points and all of that. But then, ma'am, let's say there's a situation wherein I go through something that really triggers me a lot, like wherein I lose all of my patience and my aggressive attitude overpowers my assertive nature. So at the time, how to counter this mindset?
Now, the idea is you're generally assertive, but today you've been aggressive. Become aware of it, forgive yourself, maybe move on. And the next time onwards, be assertive. That's it. When things go out of hand, prevention is better. No, but didn't happen. Yeah. Become aware of it, learn from the situation, but maybe the next opportunity you could still be assertive.
But then let's say the quarrel we got into right now, my aggressive nature has got me into like real big trouble, and then that trouble we will have to live with it throughout our life, and we will have to regret it. That being assertive all my life, that one movement I became aggressive, and
it's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate. If possible, go back to those people, explain them under what circumstances you became aggressive, and then maybe this time around interact with them gently, respectfully, and at least you're improving the chances of correcting the situation. No, you're okay with that, Shamit?
Yes,
but going back and addressing is important. Going back and addressing that, yes, I've made a mistake. And then, see, assertive individuals are absolutely okay to apologize for the mistakes that they do. Please remember, these are my closing remarks. Now, assertive individuals, right? They ask for an apology. Whereas a submissive individual, after making a mistake, will not ask for an apology. Instead, they will sulk. Instead, they will be unhappy about it. Whereas an assertive individual will go back and apologize, make a promise that they will never make the same mistake again and move on. Aggressive individuals will cover up their mistakes. Did you all understand? An assertive individual, when makes a mistake, no, they will always apologize and make a promise that they will never do the same mistake again. Did you all understand?
Yes.
Yeah, that is one. Secondly, assertive individuals are always willing to seek help. They don't have an ego. When they don't understand, they ask for help. When they don't understand or when they cannot help themselves, they're like, can you please help me? Whereas a submissive individual would want others to come and help them, but then they won't talk about it. Aggressive individuals are angry, others are not helping them, but they won't ask. Whereas an assertive individual will always ask help. Are you all understanding? Constructive, take it gently. I think my internet is unstable. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can
Can
hear
you all
you.
hear me? Yeah, yeah. When others give a feedback that you don't like, when others tell you something that you don't like, aggressive people will yell, no, will scream. Whereas when it comes to an assertive person will say, thank you for your feedback. I may not agree to everything that you say, but I'll still think about it. Like this, they will manage. So I would strongly recommend, in this 1.5 hours of interaction that we've had, we have discussed about assertiveness at length, but then you need to reflect on it. You need to slowly start building it. Like I said, all skills, including assertiveness, works only when you practice it. And how do you practice it? You need to slowly start reflecting on it. Reflect, practice, and then empower yourself. I will end my session here, and I must place, this has been one of the most interactive sessions. I thought the previous session was interactive, but I think this topped it even more. This was truly a session of the interactors. Wonderful. All the very best to all of you. Hope all of you will remember everything that we have discussed today. Keep thinking. For all you know, the session might not given you all the answers, but as long as it has increased your interest in learning assertiveness, I'm happy. Yeah, all the very best to all of you. Take care, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. You too, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
A small.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think
Thank you, ma'am.
these sessions are getting recorded.
Thank you,
For
miss.
the benefit of all, you can log into Rotary 3190 in YouTube and search for Engage to Empower Series 1, Series 2. It will go on. I think, all these are recorded and saved in, our Rotary 3190
Thank you, ma'am.
channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
So, miss.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, miss. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, Ashwini ma'am, for this informative and wonderful session.
Thank you, Ashwini ma'am.
Thank
you,
you.
our guest.
Thanks,
Srila.
everyone.
Thank you so much, Ashwini ma'am.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Bye.
Lovely meeting all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank 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 you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Sanat Disalva, sir, I hope you enjoyed the sessions.
Thank you,
Well,
ma'am.
Sanat is there, I'm Aravind. Yeah, we enjoyed.
Yes, sir. Arvind, sir. Please go.
Okay, so allow us to leave. Thank you very much for inviting us.
So, sir, these will happen every month. And 3 more are there in the series. We will keep you posted on the next sessions. Please encourage your children of this age between 12 and 16. Let them join in, and the Rotarian also can join. Please spread this across, sir.
Thank you, President. Lavanya. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Stella Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you
Thank
also
you.
enjoyed.
Yes, it was very interactive this time.
Yeah. I think there was nothing called question and answer. It was
I
already.
know, it went on.
Yeah.
Yes. Good to see.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
President Vera Alati, ma'am, I hope you were there the whole session.
Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. It was a very nice session.
Yes.
Thank you, Joshika.
Our pleasure, Joshika.
Ma'am, were you able to attend the whole session?
Yes, I did for some parts. But thank you so much. I had some of my members on board as well. I'm currently driving, so the network is not the best. But we appreciate the collaboration. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir, and with your permission, I'll take a leave.
Yes, I think we can all leave. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.